Ever seen an AI dominate pro gamers at StarCraft 2? Yeah, that was AlphaStar, and it kind of made everyone wonder, can we always control these things?
It definitely raises some questions.
That's what we're diving into today, AI safety. And specifically, the quest for a reliable off switch for AI. We'll check out some AI incidents that really happened, then look at some solutions researchers are working on.
That's a pretty big deal, especially for AI fans, right? As AI gets more powerful, safety and control are only going to get more important.
Exactly. We've got three main things to cover. First, why is AI safety such a hot topic right now? We'll use real-world stuff like AlphaStar, Tay, even self-driving cars to illustrate that. Then we'll switch gears and look at different ways to make that AI off switch a reality. And finally, we'll wrap up with how important ethics and human oversight are in AI development. Ready to unpack all of this?
Definitely. Let's get to it.
Okay, so first up, why AI safety matters. You mentioned AlphaStar, which was a huge achievement, right? But its crazy skills in StarCraft 2 also, raised some concerns. It wasn't meant to be dangerous, but seeing it strategize and just outmaneuver human players, it started a debate. How do we guarantee that AI stays within limits even when it's not programmed to be malicious?
Yeah, I think AlphaStar's complexity showed us something crucial. Even in applications that seem harmless, advanced AI can do stuff we don't expect or fully control. It really emphasizes the need for safety measures, even if there's no malicious intent behind the AI.
Makes sense. And then you've got the infamous case of Tay, the Microsoft chatbot, designed to learn from online conversations, but quickly went off the rails, started generating offensive content. It was a real wake-up call. It showed how AI can learn and adapt in unpredictable ways, sometimes with disastrous results.
The Tay incident was definitely a turning point. It highlighted the need to think ahead about potential issues and build in safeguards from the very beginning.
Totally. And this isn't just theoretical. We've had real accidents with self-driving cars where the AI misinterpreted data, leading to, dangerous situations. This just proves how much we need reliable ways to step in and maybe even shut down AI systems in real time if things go wrong.
Absolutely. These incidents really drag home the point that AI systems aren't perfect. They rely on complex data processing and decision-making, which can lead to errors or unexpected outcomes. Being able to take control when necessary is essential to prevent harm, especially when human safety is on the line.
That brings us to the next part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
the search for that, elusive AI off switch. What are some promising approaches researchers are exploring to tackle this?
One approach that's getting a lot of attention is formal verification. It's essentially about mathematically proving that an AI system will do what it's supposed to do. Imagine having a mathematical guarantee that your AI will stick to the rules and limitations no matter what situation it comes across.
That sounds pretty powerful for building trust and reliability into AI. But is it practical to use formal verification for complex AI systems in the real world?
Well, that's a valid question. It can get incredibly complex, especially with AI systems that have millions, even billions of parameters. So it's still an active area of research, and there's definitely a lot of work to do to make it more scalable and usable in real-world deployments.
Another area we touched on is explainable AI or XAI. Instead of just seeing the output of an AI, XAI wants to make the decision-making process transparent. If we can understand why an AI makes a certain choice, we're in a much better position to assess its safety and intervene if we need to.
Exactly. XAI is all about understanding how AI makes decisions. Imagine being able to trace the logic behind its actions and see how it arrived at a specific conclusion. This would give us so much more insight into how the AI is functioning, and we could potentially identify biases, errors, or unintended consequences.
And there are researchers at the University of Edinburgh working on this cool concept called a tripwire mechanism. It basically lets humans set specific conditions that will automatically shut down an AI if it hits those conditions, sort of like a safety net for AI.
The tripwire idea is interesting because it's a proactive approach to safety. Instead of reacting after an AI goes off track, we can set up boundaries that automatically trigger a shutdown if the AI crosses the line, like an emergency brake to stop things from going seriously wrong.
It seems like there are lots of ways to tackle this, but is it actually possible to have a one-size-fits-all off switch that works for any AI?
That's a really good question, and the answer is probably no. The type of off switch that's best will depend on the specific AI system, its purpose, and the risks involved. The important thing is to have a variety of solutions that we can adjust and use for different situations.
That makes sense. Along with these more advanced approaches, traditional safety mechanisms like fail-safes and kill switches are still important, right? They may not be as fancy, but they can still be essential, especially in systems where you need to act quickly.
For sure. Traditional mechanisms are like that last line of defense. They provide a way to quickly and reliably shut down an AI system if it starts acting dangerously or unpredictably. Even as we create more advanced control methods, these fail-safes are still critical for managing risk.
So far, we've mostly focused on stopping or interrupting AI. But are there ways to build AI systems that need less intervention in the first place?
Definitely. There's this really fascinating concept called living intelligence, or LI, that's getting a lot of attention. The goal is to create AI systems that are naturally more aligned with human values and can adapt to changing situations while staying safe.
LI sounds pretty intriguing. How is it different from traditional AI development?
Well, traditional AI development often focuses on creating systems that follow predefined rules. But LI stresses continuous learning and adaptation. It's about building AI systems that can evolve and refine their behavior over time while staying aligned with human values and goals.
So instead of trying to program every possible scenario, LI aims to make AI systems that can learn and adapt more like humans do.
Exactly. LI is about working with AI and enhancing control through continuous learning. It's a shift from seeing AI as something static to seeing it as a dynamic partner that learns and evolves alongside us.
That brings us to the bigger picture of AI safety, which goes beyond just technical solutions. What about ethical frameworks and human oversight? How important are they in making sure AI is developed and used responsibly?
Ethics are absolutely fundamental. Technology by itself can't guarantee responsible AI. We have to incorporate human values into AI design right from the start and make sure these systems align with our social norms and principles.
That's a really important point. It's not just about making AI work. It's about making sure it works in a way that benefits humanity and doesn't cause unintended harm. So how do we actually go about putting these ethical considerations into practice during AI development?
It needs a multidisciplinary approach. We need ethicists, policymakers, researchers, and even the public working together to create frameworks and guidelines for responsible AI development.
Sounds like a complex process with no easy answers. How can we make sure these ethical concerns are considered throughout the entire process of developing and deploying AI?
Human oversight is key. We can't just set up AI systems and forget about them. We need to be actively involved in shaping their development, watching how they behave, and stepping in when needed.
That brings us back to Jay Poole's point about humans staying involved with AI.
Yeah.
It's about making sure we stay in control and AI stays a tool that serves us, not the other way around.
Exactly. That's a crucial message to remember. It's kind of wild, right? We're moving beyond just making AI work. Now it's about making sure it works in a way that aligns with, our values. That's a tough challenge. It requires a deep understanding of both the tech and human ethics.
It really makes you think about all the potential unintended consequences, right?
Yeah.
Stuff we might not even be aware of yet. It's like we're in uncharted territory here. AI has so much potential to improve things, but we got to be careful, move thoughtfully.
I think that's spot on. It's great to be excited about AI's potential, but a healthy dose of caution is important too. We're dealing with systems that can learn and adapt, which also means they can surprise us in ways we might not expect.
Like those incidents we talked about earlier, AlphaStar, for instance. Amazing strategic thinking. But it also showed how AI could surpass human abilities in ways we might not totally grasp.
AlphaStar was a total game changer. Pun intended, right? It showed that AI could handle complex tasks that need strategic planning and decision-making. But it also raised a crucial question. Even if an AI isn't programmed to be harmful, can it still pose risks if its goals or methods, diverge from ours?
And then there's Tay. Not as sophisticated as AlphaStar, but its quick descent into offensive content was a real reality check. It shows how AI can learn and adapt in ways we just don't foresee.
Tay really highlighted how crucial data is in AI development. AI systems learn from the data they're exposed to. So if that data has biases or harmful stuff in it, the AI can pick up those patterns and reflect them in how it behaves. It reminds us that building safe, ethical AI means paying close attention to the data it learns from, not just the design.
It's like this constant push and pull, isn't it? Wanting AI to learn and adapt on its own, but also needing to control that learning so things don't go off the rails. Makes me wonder if there's a fundamental trade-off between AI being capable and being safe.
That's a question AI researchers are always wrestling with. It's not necessarily as simple either, more like a balancing act. We want AI that can learn and evolve, but that learning has to happen within a framework that aligns with our values and doesn't lead to harm.
So how do we strike that balance? What are some practical things we can do to minimize the risks while letting AI, do its thing?
It's a multifaceted challenge, and there's no single solution that solves everything. We need a combination of approaches, technical solutions, ethical frameworks, and human oversight.
We talked earlier about technical solutions like formal verification, XAI, and those tripwire mechanisms.
Hmm.
They'll sound promising, but is there one you think is most likely to address these safety concerns?
Each approach has its pros and cons. Formal verification can offer solid guarantees about how AI behaves, but it can be really hard to apply to more complex systems. XAI helps us understand AI decision-making, but it doesn't necessarily stop unintended consequences from happening. And tripwire mechanisms are proactive, but they rely on us being able to foresee problems and set appropriate limits.
So each approach is kind of like a different lens for looking at AI safety, and combining those perspectives is crucial for a comprehensive strategy.
Yeah, exactly. We need a diverse set of tools that we can adapt and use for different situations. It's not about finding one magic off switch, but having a variety of options to choose from based on the risks and the specific context.
Jay Poole, who we've been discussing, really emphasizes human oversight. How do we keep human judgment and values at the center of AI development as these systems get more complex and independent?
Human oversight is absolutely essential. It's about making sure humans stay in the loop, keeping an eye on how AI is behaving, and being able to step in when needed. This means designing AI systems that are transparent and explainable so we understand how they're making decisions.
That makes me think of something Isaac Asimov, the science fiction writer, once said. Science gathers knowledge faster than society gathers wisdom. Feels pretty relevant to our AI conversation. We're developing powerful technologies at an incredible pace, but are we developing the wisdom and ethical frameworks to use them responsibly?
That's a powerful quote, and I think it captures the core of the challenge. Technological advancement has to go hand in hand with ethical thinking and social responsibility. We can't just assume progress is always good. We need to be mindful of the potential consequences and make sure AI development is in line with human values and well-being.
So how do we cultivate that wisdom and ensure ethical considerations are woven into every stage of AI development?
It's a multi-pronged effort involving collaboration across different fields and sectors. We need ethicists working alongside AI developers, policymakers setting guidelines and regulations, and an informed public having thoughtful discussions about AI's implications.
It sounds like building trust in AI is a crucial piece of this puzzle. How do we create a future where people feel confident and comfortable interacting with AI systems, knowing that their safety and well-being are a top priority?
Transparency is key to building trust. People need to understand how AI systems work, the data they use, and how they arrive at decisions. We have to move away from that black box mentality and build AI systems that are open to scrutiny and explanation.
But transparency alone isn't enough, is it? We also need accountability. If an AI system causes harm, who's responsible? How do we make sure there are consequences for unethical or irresponsible AI development and use?
Those are tough questions, and there are no easy answers. It's an area of law and policy that's constantly evolving, and we're still working out how to best address accountability and liability when it comes to AI.
It's important to remember that AI safety isn't just a technical issue, it's a social and political one too. We're talking about fundamental questions: the nature of intelligence, technology's role in society, and what it means to be human in a world with increasingly sophisticated machines.
Exactly. AI safety boils down to human values and choices. It's about deciding what kind of future we want to build with this technology and making sure AI remains a tool that helps us, not the other way around.
In this second part of our deep dive, we've explored the tension between AI's potential and the risks, different approaches to minimizing those risks, and the importance of ethics, human oversight, and public engagement. As we move to the final part of our discussion, let's focus on what individuals can do to contribute to the responsible development and use of AI. So we've talked about the big picture of AI safety, all the technical stuff, the ethical dilemmas, and why humans need to stay involved. But this isn't just for researchers and people making policies. What about everyday folks, people who aren't AI experts? What role do they have in making sure AI is safe and actually helps us?
That's a really important question, and it's something Jay Poole really stresses in his work. AI is becoming a bigger part of our lives all the time, so everyone needs to understand how it can impact us, both the good and the bad. We can't just leave these conversations to the experts.
Okay, so for those of us who aren't coding AI or writing those ethics guidelines, what can we actually do to make a difference?
Well, first things first, stay informed. Read articles, watch videos, listen to podcasts, like this one. The more you know about AI, the better you'll be able to talk about it and make smart choices about how it's used in your own life.
It's like anything, right? The more you know, the better decisions you can make. Are there any specific places or groups you recommend for people who want to learn more about AI and what it all means?
Oh, for sure. There are great organizations out there, like the Future of Life Institute and the Partnership on AI. They focus on AI safety and ethics. They have websites with tons of resources, articles, even online courses that can really help you understand more. And of course, keep up with people like Jay Poole, who are making these complex topics easier for everyone to understand.
Knowledge is power. But besides educating ourselves, what else can we do to actively help with AI safety?
Talk about it, have conversations with friends, family, coworkers. Share what you're learning, talk about your concerns, ask questions. The more we talk about AI, the more aware everyone becomes.
Hmm.
And that can lead to more awareness, smarter policies, and more responsible development.
It's about bringing those AI conversations into everyday life, not just keeping them in tech conferences.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of your choices as a consumer. Support companies that care about ethical AI development and data privacy. Demand transparency from the companies using these systems.
So it's about using our wallets and our voices to show that we want ethical AI, that we expect it from the companies we do business with.
Precisely. And remember, being informed and engaged doesn't mean being scared of AI or rejecting it. It's about being thoughtful and proactive, making sure AI develops in a way that benefits us.
It's easy to focus on the potential problems, but we shouldn't forget how amazing AI can be. It can change healthcare completely, help us solve environmental problems, even help us understand ourselves better.
Absolutely. Imagine medicine that's personalized to your genes, AI-powered systems that cut down on energy use and pollution, AI tools that unlock the secrets of the human brain. The possibilities are mind-blowing.
It's a really exciting time to be alive. We're at the edge of this huge technological revolution. But like any revolution, there will be bumps in the road. It's up to all of us to handle those challenges responsibly and make sure AI is used for good.
And that's something worth repeating. The future of AI isn't set in stone. We're shaping it right now with the choices we make, the things we do, how involved we are. If we work together, focus on ethics, and put humans at the center of AI development, we can unlock its potential and protect our values and our future.
Well said. As we wrap up this deep dive into AI safety, I want to thank you for sharing your expertise with our listeners. It's been a really eye-opening conversation.
It's been a pleasure. And thanks to everyone listening for joining us on this journey of exploring and learning. Remember, the future of AI is in our hands. Let's make wise choices.